Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Pedestal Society. My name is Brill. If it's the first time you've been in the chat, go in and drop down and just give me a hello. I don't bite. I'm very friendly. So I'm gonna wait until everyone gets in the room from Instagram to YouTube, and then we're gonna have a conversation because I found this very interesting. I really wanted to do this type of video because I've been watching the countdowns of people who are dating, and they kind of like did a year in dating for themselves, and they talked about their year in dating. I said, well, why not talk about the worst dating advice that I've come across in 2023 on social media? Why not talk about that? I have at least 19 pieces of worst advice that I've come across on social media that I want to talk about today. Hey, Hessie. Yes, thank you for letting me know you can hear and see me. I appreciate that so much. So I'm letting Instagram get it together to let people know that I'm here. Not sure what's going on. I'll let that be. We'll be okay if it takes a little time. So one of the first things that came across my FYP, and you all know I look at content from TikTok, Facebook to Instagram and Reddit and all those other social media platforms. So I come across a lot of content daily. Because of the way that my Instagram is ran, I have to see content daily. And so one of the first things that came across my FYP is the no kissing rule and the 90-day rules. I'm starting to see that a lot of young women are picking that up. I don't think they realize it's not about the years, the days, and the months when it comes to if it's time to kiss or if it's time to have sex or if it's time to do anything with another person. What truly matters if that person is fulfilling the commitment or desire that you want out of them. So you should have rules of entry. So it should look like this. Instead of concerning yourself about 90 days or not kissing him for 90 days or not having sex with him for 90 days, I want you to concern yourself about and ask yourself this question. What has to happen for me to have sex with a man? What has to happen for me to kiss a man? What has to happen for me to commit to a man? That is more helpful than telling someone that all you have to do is wait 90 days. Men will wait you out. They will wait you out if they know that you have a 90-day rule or a no kissing rule. They'll wait you out to see if they're going to be able to get something from you because they know they've heard this before. And they know that if a woman really likes a man, she'll break that 90-day rule or she'll break that no kissing rule. So instead of concerning yourself about 90 days or no kissing a man, I want you to consider creating rules of entry. I want you to consider, what does he have to give me for me to want to have sex with him? What does he have to give me for me to want to kiss him? What does he have to give me in order for me to commit to him? That is a whole lot better as far as a rule, as far as a way to determine if you're receiving the things that you want from a man versus getting to a 90-day rule and he's like, he waited you out, basically. Because men will wait you out. That's the reason why it doesn't matter. Another tip that I saw on social media was the pursuing men. Now I'm starting to see a lot of videos that are coming out with like older women my age or older advising young women to pursue men. And I think I mentioned this in yesterday's video when I talked about they've already done the research for this. And this is the reason why I say it's so important for women to not only be able to think, but also have a heart. Because when I started seeing these videos come out, I literally did my research. When you do your research, and there's some data points that you can utilize in order to determine if it's going to be helpful for you, I think that is a lot more helpful than to tell women to pursue men just because men are not coming up to you. That is bad advice. The research shows that when a man pursues you, he's happier. When a woman pursues the man, he's unhappy. So that lets you know, I don't want to be caught up in a relationship with the man and he's unhappy. Unhappy men will make you unhappy also. Sex doesn't lock men in. I wish that conversation would die. I wish women would stop giving other women that advice because women wouldn't find themselves in horrible situations if women realized that sex does not lock a man in. Sex does not bond a man to you. Sex does not make sure that this man is going to be with you for the long haul. Sex does not work. I don't care if you think you have the best kitty on the planet. I don't care if you think you're the best when it comes to sex. That does not matter when it comes to locking in with a man and having that man propose to you and having that man provide for you and having that man take care of your kids. It doesn't matter. Let that advice die. Please stop giving young women that same advice, that same tired old advice, because I heard that when I was out here dating. I heard women telling other women that when I was dating, and I got married in 2000, and that advice is still around today. So let it die, because that's not the way it works. You can give a man the best sex of his life, and he still may not choose you. He still may not see that you are the wife. He still may not want to be with you for the long haul or the long term. So stop telling women that sex is the way to lock a man in. Let me put a pause on this for a second. I don't know what's up with the Instagram. I can't see you all. I don't know what to do. I can't see you all on Instagram. I'm actually interested. I might restart the video on Instagram because I can't see anybody. If you're here, you need to drop. Well, usually I can see people. I can't see anybody on the live stream. I'm not sure what's going on. So I don't know what to do. I'm not sure. Maybe I should restart I'm going to restart the live. I'm going to restart the live, and then so we can interact, because I can't see you all. I am doing just fine on YouTube though. So if you want to come over and jump in the link in my stories and take it over to YouTube so we can finish this conversation, because what I would like you all to do, I want you to drop the worst advice that you heard also on social media, so that young women would avoid that advice, because we have to be smarter now. We have so much information available to us. There's no reason why we can't win. There is no reason why we can't win. We can absolutely win. We just have to shift through a lot of the advice that's given. Now I can see everybody. I'm not sure what's going on there. Like now I can see everybody joining live stream. Before I could see the numbers going up on Instagram, but I could not see anybody. But so if you have some bad advice that you came across in 2023 and you want to warn other women about it, please drop them in the chat. This is the perfect video for that. Now, here's another piece of old advice that I've heard since the beginning of time, since I was a young woman dating, giving a man a baby. I'm not sure why this advice hasn't died yet, especially with all of the research and all of the personal experience that I'm seeing women have. Why are women still suggesting to other women that you get a man or have a baby on a man? Having a baby on a man does not secure your position. It doesn't mean anything, especially with men's mindset. I have been around men where they didn't even consider the children that they had with another woman as family. They considered the children they had with their wife as family. This is the messed up mindset of men. And so having a baby with a man means nothing. Please let that advice die. As soon as you see other women dropping that piece of advice, block them. Immediately know that they don't know what they're talking about. You have, and especially the women who already have, if you have a baby, you've had a baby with a man, and that man left you with that baby, please go ahead and warn other young women instead of allowing that advice to keep making the run. It keeps showing up and popping up every couple of years, I'm seeing, because that was advice that I also heard. The thing is, the reason why I didn't pay it no mind is because I had feminine role models in my life. And they immediately told me a baby doesn't mean anything. Y'all have to realize the male mindset, the male, not men, the male mindset is not healthy. And so what they will do, he would have kids. There's literally a man going viral on TikTok right now. He's talking about he's trying to have a family, but he already has a family. Sir, you have a family. If you have children out there, you have a family. You can't just up and decide I'm going to start a family when you already have a family. If you have like 4 or 5 kids, baby, that's your family. So this foolishness that a baby is going to keep a man for you, it has never worked. Trust me, there's other women who have tried. And they tried it in different ways, and it still did not work. So I want that type of advice to die. It seems like it pops up every couple of years. Every couple of years, I see that same advice, tie him to a baby. It doesn't work. There's plenty of women who have tried it, and they were left with the baby. They were left holding a bag. And any woman worth her salt, any woman is in her womanhood, any woman that is a girl's girl, any woman that care about women, she's going to tell you the truth and tell you not to have a baby. She's going to tell you the truth and tell you not to have a baby. We ain't talking about other women who misery loves company and they want you to make the same mistake they made so that they can have some company in it. We ain't talking about those women. We talk about a healthy, secure, beautiful pedestal wives in this community. Do not have a baby for a man. The male mindset is horrible when it comes to family. They will literally consider the wife that they married as family, her kids as family, and not yours. So stop it. That advice is bad advice. Being a man's girlfriend gives you no status, not even if there's a power of attorney. Because I keep seeing this pop up also. I know y'all always want to debate marriage and if it's worth it or if it should do it, if it's a piece of paper or not. I'm going to tell you, and I stay in the state of North Carolina, I've seen some cases that will blow your mind. And I'm not an attorney, so I'm not advising you of anything. I'm not giving you any type of legal advice. I'm just telling you, a piece of paper does not protect you when you are a girlfriend. It does not. The reason for that is because the way America was created and founded on religion. So they believe in God, wife, husband, and children. And so if you go to court, even with that piece of paper, it can be overturned if he has a child that wants to dispute it, or he has a mother that doesn't like you. They can get all of that overturned so they can get his resources. So you need to be very careful about building with a man and you are his girlfriend. Even if you have paperwork in place to show that he was leaving everything to you, that doesn't mean it's going to stand in the court of law. Based off of the way America has been created, the way it has been set up, they value the wife and what she says. So if they're thinking, and I literally read a court case that was saying that the judge said this, he was like, that man did not see that he did not trust you enough to be his wife. So I'm going to be okay with splitting the resource between the mom and the girlfriend. And that's what they did. And he had paperwork. So that paperwork doesn't matter. Even I've seen some women that are ex-wives go after his resources that was left to the girlfriend. So you all are not safe being a girlfriend. I don't care how much paperwork that you come up with, it can be overturned because of the way America works. America was established on religion. It was established on the family unit. And if that family unit is not intact, they're going to look for the nearest kin to give his resources to, regardless if you have paperwork. So be very careful about being a girlfriend and thinking that you have a power of attorney and then this is going to save you, because that is not the way America works. America has been built off certain beliefs, and that is not changing anytime soon either, by the way. Getting dating advice from unhealthy, unhealed men and women. They will give you advice from where they are. Be very careful. Be very careful about dating advice from unhealed people. Like, I can give you the male nature, the psychology of a male, but I'm giving it to you in a place of love, not saying that you won't find a healthy male. I'm just giving you information so that you can understand men, because I don't hate men. I love men. I understand what their role is on this planet and what they have come to do. So I understand what a man is for, and I teach you how to utilize that connection. But I'm not teaching you from a place of being unhealed, because I have seen so much unhealed content on all social media platforms that is very scary. And you all are piling in there and tapping into the echo chamber, and then you're confused about why you're not having success in the dating market. You're not having success in the dating market because there's the other side. We are not just human, we're also spiritual. So the things that we believe and the things that we think, we create our reality. So if you go in here thinking that all men are terrible and you're never going to find the right one, that is what you're going to have. You're going to continue to repeat that cycle over and over again. So I'm going to pause here and see what Instagram is saying and also what YouTube. I'm going to start here on Instagram because I see some comments being dropped. I definitely want to read it. Any man who says he wants to give you a baby without asking for marriage, run. Absolutely. Also, if you're already pregnant and it's too late, please establish paternity at the birth, because I have a friend trying to serve her BD to establish fraternity to get child support. Oh, last one, because I met a man last week with 6 kids and 4 different baby mamas. I promise you that man is not a prize. Absolutely. This is all really great advice for you. I'm so tired of seeing women say marriage isn't worth it. I feel it's worth more than being a girlfriend. Absolutely. It is kind of scary how we've gotten into this spoiled girlfriend trend. And the thing is, the spoiled girlfriend trend can go wrong. You could be seeing give your all to that relationship. And the way America is set up, they could be like, hey, his mother, he trusts his mother. We know who his mother is, but we don't understand your connection to him. He never trusted you to get married to you. He never took that risk. And judges will sit behind their big desk and they will say that. And I've seen it so many times in real life. That's the reason why I warn women about this girlfriend thing. Girlfriend status titles is only helping men, and it's not helping you. It gives men the opportunity to try you out like you are a Nissan car or a microwave or some type of, thing they can toss back. Women are not that. So you should not give men the opportunity to try you out, to see if it fits, to see if it works, and to toss you back if they don't like something. And I feel like the girlfriend thing also is not good for women because it gives women the ability to get hurt so many times. And the thing is, we may be spiritual, but we're also human. I mean, I don't think you can get hurt for so many times before you just get tired of getting hurt and you just sit down. And that's where I'm starting to find a lot of women are getting to that place where they done got hurt so many times, they don't want to try again. Even if they come across somebody like me who's going to teach you the male nature, the psychology of a man, but still teach you how to create that connection and utilize man for what he was meant to be used for. And not on some, I hurt stuff and I want you to be miserable also. But on some, I want you to have family. I want you to have the desires of your heart. I want you to have the kids and give them the lifestyle and have a quality of life that you desire. That is what I want for you. But I also understand one side of us is spiritual and we create our reality through a different choices and decisions that we make. We place ourselves in position. Yes, women need to know their power. Men need to earn our energy. Absolutely. Oh, wow. What's the difference between a male and a man? A male we understand what the male's gender is. A man takes responsibility. A man steps up to the plate. There's a big difference in mindset. Males are not born men. They have to transform and grow and evolve into being a man. But every boy child is a male. Dating one man at a time. And I know this is a tricky subject. We all have our different beliefs about this, because I do believe that you can date one at a time as long as you're willing to leave that man very quickly. You have to be able to move around very quickly if you're going to do it in this way. But I don't believe that it's healthy for women to date one man at a time, because dating is literally gathering information. How can you gather information when you're only dealing with one man at a time? So I truly wholeheartedly believe in rotational dating. Before it was a thing on social media, I did it in real life. I wouldn't even suggest you all do anything that I haven't done. When I met my husband, I was dating probably 3 or 4 other guys. Literally, when he proposed, I had to dump 3 other guys, really 4. 4. We ain't gonna count the 4th one, because the 4th one was like, he was kind of shaky. The other 3, they proposed. So I had to dump all the rest of them. And I went forward with the marriage to my current husband. And we've been married for 23 years. So rotational dating does work. But if you really don't have the energy or the ability to date multiple men, then you have to be willing to dump men quickly. That's one of the things that you have to really learn and get down pat. As soon as you start seeing red flags, you dump him. You don't try to have a conversation. You don't try to do anything. When you realize that this man is not going to give you what you need, dump him very quickly and move on if you're going to date one at a time. This means that you're going to be moving very quickly and dumping men very easily. If you can't do that, rotational date. Because it also helps you not to get attached to men very quickly, because then you have choices. It's like a buffet. You have a buffet of men, and this man over here, he is very good at, taking care of me and providing for me and doing things he needs to. And here's another man, he's good at advice. He's good at caring and being very considerate. And here's another man. He's good at getting things done for me very quickly without being asked to. And so men are like a buffet. And while you're rotational dating, you really don't get attached to any one man because you have so many men that are showing up in a good way. And then only thing you have to do is kind of focus in and hone in on which men are going to be the man, which man is going to be a person that's going to be a good husband. It helps to keep you from being attached. It helps for you to see all of your choices in front of you, to see all of the varieties and flavors of masculine energy and men that's going to come your way. So it really helps because I truly do believe women do have a problem about getting attached too quickly. Because if women didn't have a problem about getting attached too quickly, you wouldn't be worried about if a man ghosted you. You'd be like, whatever, he ghosted me, his loss. But women be like, oh my gosh, he ghosted me. Oh my gosh, he didn't do this. Or oh my gosh, he didn't do that. And y'all are talking about one man. Y'all are talking about one man when you can have a buffet. Masculine energy comes in different flavors and energies. Why not try them all to figure out which one works with you, which one is going to be a good husband material? So I believe in rotational dating, but I also know every woman is not built that way. It is okay. It is okay. Y'all are in a safe place. It is okay to desire man and family. It is okay. You don't have to. What we're doing now, I'm starting to see an overcorrection. At one point, women are all like, oh my God, I need a man, I need a man, I need a husband, I need to get married. Desperation, just oozing out their pores, right? Now we have an overcorrection where y'all are decentering men, but it's really what's happening is women have hijacked it that hate men. So now, if you even mention that you want to get married, you want a family, it is taboo. When did it become taboo to actually desire men, be attracted to men as a heterosexual woman? Like, I'm a lover girl. I'm a lover energy girl. Like, I like men. I'm attracted to men. I'm never going to want to see in spaces that hate men and that tell me that I shouldn't desire a family and a man. Like, I can desire it and still have my own thing. I can desire having family and man and still have my own life, have my own hobbies, have my own friends. I can still do all of that and as a woman and still be attracted to a man. I don't know where we're going. This overcorrection has to stop because now you got women scared, terrified to even admit that they want man and family, that they want children. Like, what happened to women being girls and allowing women to have their own desires and live the life that they desire to live, not the one that you desire to live? Like, what we doing here? What's really going on? Just because you had bad experiences with men, we all supposed to jump on the thing like, oh, we're all gonna swear off men. I mean, y'all, good luck with that. Good luck with swearing off men if that's your path. I mean, okay, but I can swear off like being desperate for a man. I can swear off being pursuing a man. I can swear off chasing a man. I can swear off not being the feminine in the relationship with a man, but I'm not going to swear off having family and children and attraction to my man. Like, y'all, I'm not sure like I said, the overcorrection is real. Like, we went from one extreme to the next. We went from, hey, you got to have a man now, you got to get a man now, you got to get a man, whatever, to we don't want no men, we hate men, blah, men. Like, what are we doing? As a heterosexual woman, I don't approve. I'm going to be attracted to a man. I'm going to be attracted to my husband. And I'm going to lay up all over him as much as I want to. I'm not sure y'all can go with that. And if y'all want to live that type of life, you want to live a life where there's no men and there's no children, great. I'll support you in that. But support me in wanting the life of man and children. You support me in my dream like I support you in y'all's. Y'all ain't never heard me say anything about feminist. You've never heard me. Honestly, I have feminist friends. So why would I ever come and condemn you all for your way of life and what you decide that you want, which my feminist friends tell me that really being feminist is actually allowing a woman to live her life in the way that she wants to, not the way that social media has portrayed feminism. But that's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother conversation. I may be feminine and she may be feminist, but we still get along very well because we respect each other's desires and the things that we want out of life. We don't try to put what I don't put what I want on her, and she don't put what she wants on me. That is true friendship. Yes, there is a pull away phase, but it's not as long as what you're seeing on social media. I don't know where y'all get these coaches from to be talking about that she gonna wait on a man for like 90 days. Let her continue to wait. That's not a pull away phase. That's just saying he doesn't want you phase. Because a pull away phase is probably from 3 to 5 days. And it's not gonna be so drastic where you don't hear or he doesn't contact you or anything of that he's not going to not contact you. He will still keep some kind of communication open because he doesn't want to lose you, but he will pull away to evaluate, but not to the ladder of 90 days. Like that is horrible advice. And the women who are waiting on 90 days, free yourself. Free yourself from the prison of waiting on a man for 90 days because he just told you he doesn't want you. It's just that simple. Y'all are making things complicated, which is not complicated. So let's see what YouTube is saying. Yeah, that's why I'm only dating for marriage, never a girlfriend. I always tell men I'm dating for marriage and want a family. If we don't speak up, we will regret it. Absolutely. And you're getting ahead of me on one of my points that I'm gonna talk about because we have to talk about this. Being a woman that is of lover energy and a lover girl, being a lover girl doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice boundaries and standards. I'm not sure why every time women come in and say, hey, you have to have a certain type of standard or you have to have a boundary to deal with men, lover girls will go wild for saying, I love too much. I love too. Love is the purest form, the purest energy on the planet. I understand love, but I also understand when you are a lover girl, in order to maintain that type of love for human beings, you're going to have standards and you're going to have boundaries because what will happen if you don't, you're in for a wild ride. You're in for a wild ride if you decide to be a lover girl and have no standards and no boundaries. Just because you decide, I just want to love. There's nothing wrong with love. I believe in love. I love love. I talk about love. But I understand that the type of women need boundaries. You need standards. Those things help protect the love that you want to give so that you can continuously give love. But when you continuously give love and every time you turn around, you are mistreated, you're not taken care of, you're not getting the things you want out of your relationships, and you're not getting the things you want out of people, what happens? That love is the closest thing to hate. And you can't tell me that some of the women that hate men were from former lover girls because there's a thin line between love and hate. So after time of constant giving love and giving it easily with no boundaries, with no rules of entry, with no standards, what happens? You start to turn to hate. And see, this is the reason why it's so important that if you're going to be a lover girl and you're going to be a woman who operates with the highest, purest form of energy, which is love, then you better have standards. You better have rules of entry. You better have boundaries because you will be taken advantage of without them. It's human nature to take advantage of love, especially when people are hurting. Hurt people hurt people. That's just the easiest way to say it. Without company, hurt people hurt people. So if you're a lover girl like myself, who has a lot of love to give, and you have a lot of love and energy, you do not want to operate on this plane without standards, boundaries, and rules of entry, or you're going to get hurt. And then you're going to turn to hate because there's a thin line between love and hate. A lot of the women who are on this internet currently, who hate men, who hate everybody really, they're somewhat miserable. They were the lover girls before you. So learn from that. Men change when they want to. There's nothing that you can do to force a man to change. There's nothing you can say to make a man change. There's no manipulation, no trick, no technique that's going to get a man to change before he's ready. So if anyone is promoting that, I'm telling you they're lying to you. I'm telling you they're not telling the truth. And this is coming from my own personal experience. This is coming from my own one-on-ones and my clients that I work with. that they are lying to you. There's no change that will come about for a man unless a man decides to change. And this is the reason why a man will literally give different versions of himself to different women, because maybe you met that man during a period in his life where he wasn't even focused on evolving and changing and becoming a better man. He was more focused on playing and having fun. Different women will get different versions of men based off if they changed or if they didn't. The conversation for feminine and masculine energy, I thought we would be a little further along. Like, it's weird that we've been talking about, like when I first came on the scene back in 2019, feminine energy and masculine energy conversations were already involved. I think one of the first videos I saw on social media was probably back in 2014, but you would think that that would be enough for women to understand the dynamic between the feminine and masculine. Instead, I still see videos when women are still debating that. They're still debating if it exists. There's tons of doctors. I'm going to drop some in this video that you might want to check out if you don't believe that feminine and masculine energy exists. And some doctors do not say feminine and masculine energy. Sometimes they only say woman and man. But the gist is there. The understanding is there if you read the book thorough. So some doctors, Dr. Young, he is one of the first ones that discovered feminine and masculine energy. He's done a lot of deep work about the feminine and the masculine. He calls it the Emina and Midas, and he talks in detail about it and how it shows up in men and women. Dr. John Gottman is another one. He doesn't really mention feminine and masculine as much in his work, but he does talk about woman and man. He talks about the differences in men and women and how that we can come together and work together. Dr. Harville Hendricks, he does a lot of conversations about the dynamic between man and woman, and it's going to sound similar to what you hear when you go into conversations about feminine and masculine. Just because it isn't being called that, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. There's another woman, another doctor. She talks about the female brain, and she confirms everything that when we have conversations about the female brain and feminine energy, she confirms it in her book. But there's tons of scientific research and psychology based off of the feminine and the masculine energy. And it exists because I came across a very recent video that was very interesting. And this story tends to be one as old as time. It's like the oldest story that keeps being told over and over. And I'm not sure why women do not understand it and do not get it. The young lady, I don't want to give out too many details because I didn't want to post her. Okay, Inner Circle members, if you're going to recognize this because I posted a video in our group. But I don't want to get too many details because I want you all to get back to that video, because she seems like the type she want to hustle. She want to hustle, and she might not like me talking about her video. Like, I don't think she takes constructive criticism very well. So I don't want to give too much details that really point her video out, because she talked about her going to get some help. That's what I'm gonna say. She went to go get some help with her relationship because she want to get married, right? But she went and told the person that was going to help her. She said that she has a type A personality, and that she's a leader, and she wants to be able to lead at home and at work, and she wants to attract men that are leaders. She was upset because she's been attracting men that weren't leaders, and she didn't know how to change that. And the woman that was trying to help her told her that she could not help or assist her. And I know why. Because of the woman's energy is very, I know what I'm talking about. You're right. I'm right. You're wrong type of energy she was giving off. Very masculine energy. And some women in the comment section were saying, bringing up feminine and masculine energy and telling her, hey, it's about the polarity. You can go out and kill it. You can go out and kill it in your career. You go out and kill it in your business. But when you come home, men want softness. They want feminine energy. They want you to take a step back and allow him to lead. But she was like, I can't do that. I want a leader, and he needs to be a leader. And I'm not sure why we keep having these same conversations over and over and over at this point, when there's so much information out here that tells you that doesn't work, that it doesn't exist. This phantom, this imaginary power couple that a lot of women are searching for, it is invisible. It does not work. And I'm saying this based off of my own personal experiences watching women get married and watching women get divorced. And anytime the woman was this type A personality leader, a woman who wants to boss him around, nag and complain and just have and control her man, they end up being divorced because two people cannot steer a ship. Two people cannot drive a car. Like somebody's gonna have to take a step back. And in some situations, he may have to take a step back. But the one that masculine energy men want to they want to take a step forward and you lean backwards. You lean back and allow him to lean forward. Allow him to go ahead and lead the relationship. Allow him to lead when you're at home. Women don't understand that. And we're still having these discussions almost 10, 15 years later. Like for real. Are we really going to continue to have the same discussions over and over again? Women are still looking for a mystical man that does not exist. Power couples, no matter how much you desire it, it doesn't work because somebody has to take a step back in some points in life. Sometimes it may be him. In some situations, you're going to have to take a step forward and he's going to have to take a step back. But majority of the relationship, maybe 90% of it, the men want to take a step forward and they want to lead the relationship. They want to lead the marriage. They want to lead. Women don't understand that. When you marry a leader, there cannot be two people that steer the ship. There can't be two people that drive the car. So when you are insisting on having that type of relationship, you're never going to find it. It doesn't exist. And the people who tried it, they're divorced. They're divorced because it doesn't work. Cringy. It was so cringy. And she went into comment section and she was like, ooh, what is that? It doesn't exist. Because she was sitting here talking about woohoo. Like apparently feminine energy is woohoo. Like it's something like the woman asked her, the woman that was going to help her, she asked her, hey, do you journal? Do you pray? Do you meditate? And she's like, I don't do any of that. That's woohoo. I was like, no wonder the woman turned her down for help. And I think if you coach women and you already know you can't work with them, do exactly what that coach did. She gave the perfect example of how sometimes you have to know when you can't help a person. Two masculine cannot lead. She needs to get into her feminine and lean back. It's so simple. Go out in the world and kill it. Go out here and run a business and kill it. Go out here and boss around everybody else, but don't boss around your man. Let him lead. 90% of the time, he's going to lead anyway. There's some certain situations where you may have to step up and you may have to make those decisions. But while you're dealing with a man who's a leader, who's proving himself to be able to lead properly, then guess what you need to do? Lean back and allow him to lean forward. It's just that simple. But women are still discussing it and still arguing about it to this day. Yeah, there can only be one peacock. Yes, there should be only one peacock. Two peacocks aggravate each other. Two people trying to get the shine, trying to be a star, trying to be leader, trying to be it, aggravates each other. People have tried it already. So you don't have to try it. Go look at stats and the research on it. It's there for you. I have experience in my environment too. It was like two masculine energies in the marriage. Their marriage didn't last. It didn't last. It doesn't last. I watched so many women get divorced just because of this. Just because you want to boss their man around. They want to control him. They want to tell him how to jump and where to go and what to do. And that man get tired. Like he married her probably thinking it would get better. Like most people do when they don't understand how people are. But then what happens, they end up getting divorced. And we're still fighting 15 years later about feminine and masculine energy, about polarity, when there's scientific information backing it. I honestly wouldn't even bring it to you unless there was scientific information. Because I understand that the heart has one place in making decisions, but the mind also, you must be thinking. Closed mouths don't get fed. Like I'm not on this where I'm going to sit here and not ask for what I want. I don't hint about what I want. I teach you all how to communicate with men so you can ask for what you want. I don't believe in hinting, guessing, or trying to pretend that you can read minds. We do not do that over here. Closed mouths don't get fed. Now, is there a way to ask? Absolutely. There's a way to ask. There's a tone that matters. There's a communication that matters. It matters how you ask. Should you be going up to men, ask them, hey, can you go ahead and pay this? Or hey, can you go and can you do whatever? Like, y'all have to learn how to ask and ask for what you want. Don't depend on hints. Don't depend on guessing. Don't depend on reading his mind. Ask for what you want and be direct about it and be quick to the point. Men like directness. They like straight to the point, but they also care about how you ask. They care about your tone of voice. They care about your body language. They care about how you're presenting it, asking for what you want. It's a big difference from coming up and getting on his face and telling him what he's going to do for you versus asking him for help. There's a big difference in that. So closed mouths don't get fed. Closed mouths don't get fed. I'm over the content that I come across, and I love feminine energy content because I teach it myself. But I don't like the fact that they're still teaching you all to hint about what you want. And then when a man gets it wrong, then he's going to find himself on somebody's social media. He's going to find himself going viral because he got it wrong, because the girl did not tell him exactly what she wanted. And some of that is a situation that's happening in social media. A lot of women don't want to admit that you don't even understand what's going on in this clip, but he goes viral because he gets it wrong, because he can't guess, he can't read your mind, he can't figure out what you need from him. Even if he pays attention, women are women. We have a way of not being easy. We have a way of not being easy to read when we don't want to be read. We can easily shut down and just close off our energy to that man, and he's trying to figure out what we want. So closed mouths don't get fed. It matters about your tone. It matters about your body language. It matters about your communication, the way you communicate. All of that matters, but you should still be asking for what you want. You shouldn't be relying on hinting or guessing or letting a man read your mind. There's no way to do that. If a man can read your mind, you need to sit here and get him to play the lottery for you, or make sure that you win in something else. Like, don't ask for anything small. He can read your mind, because then he can go out here and read other people's mind, and he can make a lot of money for you all. And while I'm doing this, y'all drop some more. Keep it coming. Drop some more of the worst advices you've heard in 2023 that you don't want young women to pick up, because there is a lot. I could probably do, I don't know, a 6 to 7 hour video just on all the videos I've seen. There's bad advice, literally, just because of the way my business is made up, where I get a lot of content sent to me. And so there's so much bad advice on social media, it's just hard to go through. I just picked some of the ones I've seen recently. And the next thing is, it isn't your job to hold people accountable. Like, I'm not sure why you all want to put a cape on and you want to go and advocate, and you want to go out here and be the advocate for women to men. Like, it'd be better for you to mind your business and drink your water than to get into that advocating for women to men, because of the fact that when people are drowning, they will drown you. So it is not your responsibility. You should not carry that burden. You should not want to put on a cape on. You should not want to be an advocate. Now, you want to be an advocate for your own community and teach them and talk to them about what, the things that have worked for you, versus you going into other spaces. There are male spaces and trying to advocate for women and, debate their talking points. You're going to get yourself in a whole bunch of trouble doing that. And I know that seems like an easy way to make money, but I know it's draining for those who do. Because yes, we appreciate them when they go and advocate and debate men on their talking points, but that drains a woman of her essence. That drains a woman, hurts her overall, to have to advocate when she should be doing the work for herself and doing things that's going to improve her world. I'm going to tell you all something that nobody's going to tell you, but I ain't got nothing to lose, baby. I ain't got nothing to lose. I don't got nothing to lose when it comes to this. Feminine energy has narcissistic tendencies. So when you all decide y'all want to go debate men based off their talking points, you're draining and hurting your hormones for no reason. Stay in your feminine. Don't worry about trying to hold a man or them accountable for their thinking, their opinions, or the way that they want to do things. That's none of your business. Drink your water and mind your business. You'll be happy overall for it. Versus going into spaces and debating people. Why would you want to do that? Stop trying to put on a superhero costume. You're not Superwoman. You're still a woman. Your hormones are still fragile. You still, your beauty is still can be messed with doing all this. You don't want to drain your hormones. You don't want to affect your beauty. Drink your water. Mind your business. Stop trying to hold everybody accountable. Stop trying to go into spaces and debate other people. I don't care if it's man or woman. You don't got time for that. You have more energy and time to worry about creating the desires of your heart and creating your own reality, and you ain't got time for all that. People ask me all the time, it's like, why is your skin so gorgeous? I mind my business. I mind my business. You will never catch me in male spaces trying to debate them on their talking points. I don't care. You will never catch me trying to get them to change their mind or hold them accountable, because you can't. You know who holds men accountable? Family, friends, and the religion that they are a part of. That is who holds them accountable. You can't do it not even knowing the man. So all of it is a waste of time. Only thing that they're doing is making money off of it. And even that is going to be draining after a while, because you're going to affect your beauty and your hormones. And I'm not sacrificing my beauty to go debate a man, a male, because it's not a man. Usually it's a male that you all want somebody to go debate and advocate for you. And you're not concerned about that woman's hormones and her health and how it's going to affect her overall. It isn't your job. Stick to minding your business, drinking your water, living your best life, going shopping, having fun with your children, doing things that excite you. Tend to your business. Stop getting all caught up in what people are saying. Who cares? Y'all don't understand. A lot of social media is just for money. People don't even believe in what they're saying. They're saying things for shock value. So you'll go over here and you'll want to advocate for women and you want to debate a man when nobody cares outside of social media. You're wasting your time. Hey, Daisy. People self-invest in order to have confidence you admire. A lot of people don't realize most women are not born confident. Most women are not born without insecurities. Most women are not born without body images. Yes, some of these things develop over age and over time, but they had to invest in themselves. Whether it is through free content or free literature or free courses, women, feminine energy, who want to have that self-confidence and love for themselves, you're going to have to learn to self-invest. Feminine energy has narcissistic tendencies. I'm not saying they're narcissists. I'm not saying they don't care and love others. I'm not saying any of that. I am saying feminine energy is about it's about being your authentic self. It's about self overall. It's not about if a woman has a man. It's not about if a woman has children. It's not about if she has a boyfriend. It's about her authentic self, her own beliefs, her own values, her own energy, her own love for herself, her own self-esteem, her own investment. That is what feminine energy is about. That's the reason why I say it has narcissistic tendencies. So you don't have to worry about other people as much as you think you do. There's a time and space for concerning yourself about the other things. Get this right first. Concern yourself about yourself first. Become self-centered, not selfish. Being self-centered is focusing in on what's best for you. What is the things that you want out of life? What is the things that will make you happy? What are the desires of your heart? What kind of life or lifestyle do you desire to have? Focus in on self and self-investment, and you will be ahead of a whole lot of other people. You'll be ahead of a whole lot of other people, because most people are external focused. They're focused on what other people are doing, what other people are saying, how other people are living, what other people did wrong, and they're not focused on themselves. So they don't have any time to develop themselves because they're too busy in other people's business and not drinking their water and minding their own business. Can you go over direct and insinuating, inspiring? I thought we weren't supposed to give them a solution, just a problem. What do you mean? Is that something for someone else? Because did I say anything about that? I don't know. Is that a question for my content or something you saw on social media? Are you talking about when I said ask what you want? It's not the same thing as giving them a problem. Like, let's say I need my husband to help me in the living room. I need him to go in and maybe grab a pillow off the couch and bring it to me. I'm going to ask him to bring that pillow to me. Now, if I have a problem, I can let him solve my problems. Those are still different things and different ways that you handle those things. Just let me know if I'm going in the right path, because I think you need to clarify a little bit about what you're talking about. But asking him to, if you have a problem, let's say you have a flat tire. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I have a flat tire, and see if he comes and take care of the tire, if he solves the problem. But your needs, there's certain needs that he's not going to be able to guess that you need. Like when I was pregnant and I had a regular birth for my children, all of them, but I could not get up. If I would have just waited on him and said, hey, I could have did that. I could have said, hey, I'm having a hard time getting up. But instead, in that moment, I was in a lot of pain, and I did not want him to figure out or come up with all different types of solutions of how to solve that problem. In that moment, I needed it done. So there's nothing wrong with letting that man know, hey, I need some help. I need some help getting up off the couch. Like, closed mouths don't get fed. Sometimes he's not going to be able to figure out the need that you need. You need to direct him in the right place to go, the right thing that you need from him. Now, simple problems, I don't see any reason why he wouldn't know what to do with a flat tire. Most men know how to fix, well, Lord, I was about to say most men know how to fix a car, but y'all young girls, y'all done put me on. Y'all done told me some of these young men don't know how to do nothing. They can't fix anything. They can't build anything. They can't create anything. So you need one that can do those things, by the way. You need one that can fix a tire or fix a vehicle or build you a house or build something you need. You need that in your life. Trust me, it'll change your life. Having a man that can build or fix anything. Sorry, I didn't want to be long-winded and typing. No problem. If we need their help, I thought we were supposed to just tell them what's the problem. There's nothing wrong with telling what's the problem when you know that it's an easy problem to fix. But if there's a need that he can't tell what that need is, there's going to be some time in your life where he's not going to be able to tell what you need. And you need to tell him. Let's say you're having a bad day. A man can sense there's something off, but maybe you might need some space. Maybe you need to have a mommy's day out. Maybe you need to go to a hotel and spend a night in a hotel where you can just be by yourself. How is he going to be able to discern that need without you telling him? He won't be able to. There's going to be some needs in your life where you're going to have to speak up so that he'll know what to do and how to assist you and how to help you. Don't depend on him like knowing everything. Like maybe he's making sense that you are tired and you don't feel well, but maybe he might not come up with, hey, go to a hotel. Go to a hotel and take a day off, and I got the kids. Like sometimes if he can't see the need and he can't see what you need from him, you need to be willing to speak up for it. You need to be willing to speak up for it, or you're going to be in a bad situation, because no one can read your mind. No one can always guess the right thing that's going to work. So you might need to speak up. But is it the best way to do is let him have a problem and let him solve it? Yes, absolutely. But when it's time to, speak up for those needs that he's really not going to be able to guess the need that you have. He's not going to guess that you need a day off from the kids. He's not going to guess that maybe you would feel better if you had like some retail therapy. He's not going to be able to guess that. Sometimes you have to be able to tell a man what you need. The best thing to do, if it's an easy fix, it's an easy solution, just give him the problem and let him solve it. Like, you got a flat tire, that's an easy one, right? He should come and help you. He should come and fix the tire. Maybe if you tell him that you don't have enough, or you're not able to take care of it this month, whatever it is, that's an easy solution. It's an easy fix for him, because men solve things with their money anyway. So that's an easy thing for him to solve. But little things like, hey, you might be feeling overwhelmed and you need a break from the baby. Hey, you might be overwhelmed in a home and you might need help. You might need a maid service. You might need to outsource something. How is he going to know? Sometimes you might need to be able to speak up for the things you need that he can't see to solve. Sometimes it's not a good idea to hint around it or to suggest. The best thing to do is get right to the point of what you need from him. And usually very good men, once you say, hey, I feel very overwhelmed and I really need some help around here, maybe maid service, or maybe we can look into that. That is a way for him to kind of hone into it very quickly without him trying to guess how to solve that problem. It's going to fulfill that need. Easy and simple things, I would just give him a problem, because men can solve those little simple things that's right in front of their faces. But the things that we need that we're not really seeing anything about, like a lot of women are working themselves into the ground. They're not saying anything about needing a maid service. They're not saying anything about needing a babysitter. They're not saying anything about needing help. And he is supposed to guess this. And it's not fair, because you don't want to ever be in a position where you have to try to figure out what he needs from you. Men will tell you directly what they want. They'll tell you directly, I need this and that from you. So you don't want to put him in that situation where he has to do that. Simple stuff, give him a problem, let him solve it. That's actually a good way to vet, by the way. In the very beginning, if he's a man that's very solution focused, he will try to solve your problem. So you definitely want to vet him through him solving problems for you. Bad advice: wait on God, he'll find you. It'll happen when you least expect it. Go with the flow. The advice is lazy. There's no strategy, effort, accountability, or creativity on a woman's part. Absolutely. People get a little sensitive when you start bringing God in the mix. But I agree with you. I do believe that I don't remember seeing anything other than he'll fulfill the desires of your heart, not that he'll bring a man to your doorstep. So if you're not even going outside, he's not going to come in and have a man to come and kidnap you. If you get kidnapped, it's not going to be romantic. It's not going to be romantic. So I agree with you wholeheartedly, because I keep seeing advice over and over and over. And they think they're helping someone, but they're not. They're not helping anyone. And I agree with the advice is very lazy. It's no strategy, no effort, no accountability or creativity. And it also leaves you in a space of never getting or achieving or having anything you want out of life. Because there's something that people like to bring up the Bible about waiting. But guess what? Also in the Bible, it says faith without work is dead. So if you're not willing to do anything for the desires of your heart, the things that you want, how do you expect you to show up? Like I said, you expect you to be kidnapped out your living room. You expect a man to come and kidnap you, your husband kidnap you out your living room. And like, kidnapping is not romantic. It may seem romantic when you're reading a book, but it's not romantic in real life. Go ask somebody who's been kidnapped. Thank you. Last question. If we want to be a stay-at-home wife, should we discuss this early or once commitment proposal? Early on, because you want the men to flee who do not line up to what you want. If he is not interested in having a stay-at-home wife, you should know that very early on, because then you won't be wasting your time. If he's saying, hey, that's not something I'm interested in, I want my wife to work, you already got your answer. So when he asks you what you're looking for, instead of you saying, hey, I'm dating just for marriage, you should be saying, I'm dating for marriage for when my husband finds me and I'm a stay-at-home mother and wife for our 2 kids or 3 kids or 4 kids, or how many kids you want to have. You want him to know this up front. You want him to know that up front, because once he knows it up front, when men hear that and they don't desire it, they'll let you be. Men are very good at letting you know, I don't want that. They don't want it, they don't want it. Then you can go ahead and move on. I gotta say this on Instagram. Got to. Worst dating advice: be a maid for the man and receiving anything in return. Give up the dreams for your man. That's horrible dating advice. I see that probably 20 times a day. Instagram is gonna end. It's giving me 11 seconds before the ending. So if you want to continue, go to YouTube. The link is in the stories. And I'll see you all on the next one. You have a good day. Be a perfect woman and you will attract a perfect man. There's no such perfection. Perfection doesn't exist. That is wild. And I know what you're talking about, because I got like 2 videos in the vault where women and men are saying if you're the perfect woman, then you will attract the perfect person. And that is not true. That is not true. So horrible dating advice. That's the horrible dating advice I have, because like I said, I can go hours with this, hours going with this, because I come across so much content, and it's crazy that people are taking that advice and they're attempting to do it. And it's not helpful. It is not helpful at all. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the chat and give it a few more minutes. And then, of course, we're going to close out soon. I didn't drop the link. Let me see if I can drop this link in here while I'm waiting on anyone. You have a question or you have a comment and you want to add to it. We're talking about the worst dating advice of 2023. The worst dating advice of 2023. Because there is a lot of it. And it comes from people being unhealed, men and women. A lot of women on social media, I was thinking about this today when I got a video sent to me. A lot of women will look at how a man is dressed, if he is gorgeous or what he's saying. You want to know, the first thing I do when I look at men who are talking on social media, I look for a wedding ring. If there's no wedding ring, he's not qualified. And I know that's a harsh stance, but I already know a man who's dating like other women, his advice is going to be based off him and where he is in life. And it's not good advice for women. So I look and see if this man is single and he's dating like other people, what is qualifying him to be able to give dating advice? And a lot of times, nothing. Nothing is giving him, nothing makes him qualified, but he keeps giving advice. I was super late today. Can you please give a brief reiteration of the bad advice? Well, I see I have to close out the live stream soon in the next few minutes or so, because I have an appointment. I've already been here like an hour or two. But what you can do, if you go back and if you hit the back button right now, it will take you to the beginning of the video. And then it'll continue to go as though we're still live. So that's what I would suggest you do, because trying to go back over everything we've talked about. We've just been talking about the worst dating advice of 2023. I am still enrolling for the Co-Creator Mastermind. We start ready to go in January. So if you want to jump in, I'm still enrolling. I dropped the link in the chat. You want to go ahead and work with me, because I've seen some comments on my YouTube video. Right now, we're not running any type of sale, like a 25% that's done. I may do something else, but I'm probably not, because it's already, probably not. I don't think it needs a discount, because it's priced well. It's priced for a good price. It's not really super expensive. It's priced for the market, and you're gonna want to be in there, especially if you want to be this woman that you want to be in your feminine energy. You want to be able to touch anything and turn it to gold. You want to heal what is broken, and you want to live the desires of your heart. Then you want to get in the Co-Creator Mastermind. It's going to give me the space to be able to show up in a way that I can't on social media. Okay? Taking advice from those not in a situation that you want to be in. Yes. I mean, it's, social media is a business. So everybody want to make a little change. That's the reason why I like being in the position that I'm in, where all my eggs will never be on social media. I love the fact being supported by my husband. I can do this, or I can close out all of my social media today, and it will not affect my pockets. Some people are willing to say and do anything to make that mighty old dollar. And I get to have, I get to make money and also have morals and values and actually care about my community. So I love the position I'm in. Because some people don't care. They're giving you advice at the side of their neck because they don't care if it hurts you in the long term. They don't care if you don't get what you want out of life. So I love the fact that I don't have to worry about that. I can still tell it like it is and live my best life. For me, I thought I had to have a great job and be successful, be this boss babe to be taken seriously for marriage. Now I realize that's not true. Absolutely, it isn't. I only want to jump into the video that I have upcoming. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. But thank you, Hepburn, for bringing it up, because we're going to talk about that, because I keep seeing that being reiterated over social media when it's not true. You don't have to be a boss babe. You don't have to be a business owner. You don't have to be educated. Men don't care about that. They don't care. They just don't care. More bad advice. Stand with the man while he is building that will ensure that he stays with you when he is successful, because you prove your loyalty. Absolutely not. See what they're doing. They're giving you all that piece of advice because of the fact that men don't leave marriage easily. And that's true. But what they don't tell you is when a man doesn't get credit for the things that he built and he has to share it with you, he tends to act out in other ways. That could be through disrespect. That could be through cheating. That could be through being nonchalant about the things that you need. So it comes out in the wash. It comes out in different ways. So let's say you do stay when you build with the man. And he stays, because men do stay. But it will come out in another way that he don't like you. And it may come out when he cheats on you. It may come out where he is nonchalant. It may come out when he's disrespectful. It may come out when he's starting to be somewhat abusive. Because I've seen these things happen. Men don't like to share credit. They want to take credit for the entire being, all the things they accomplished. They don't want a woman attached to that. So when a woman is attached to that and she's going around telling everybody, hey, I built him. And I've heard women say this. I built that man. He wouldn't be where he is without me. And then check the relationship, because what happened is he is mistreating her behind the scenes. So yes, he may stay with her. He may never divorce her, but he will mistreat her. Bad advice for women. You can't ask for something from a man that you don't already have for yourself. If that's the case, then what's the point of having a man? Absolutely. Men do not operate like women. Men do not care if you have nothing. Men will marry the maid. They will marry the assistant. They will marry someone who doesn't even have an equivalent of money that they have, because it's not about that for them. They just want a feminine, beautiful woman. That is it. I mean, the qualifications are low when it comes to getting with a high value man or a high quality man. But we're going to talk about that in the upcoming live streams, most definitely. They become so resentful because you've seen the original version of them. Yes, they do. And they may stay with you. They just make you miserable. They make you unhappy. If they're unhappy, they make everybody unhappy. That's why you do want a happy man. You do want an accomplished man. You do want an ambitious man. You do want a masculine man, because that type of man, he is going to be a whole lot happier and content in the relationship versus a man who isn't. All right, so I have a lunch. I'm actually late for my lunch with my son. He's steadily calling me. So I'm going to go ahead and close out. I thank you all for being here all the way to the end. And I'll see you all on the next one. You all have a great Monday.